there has been in the wings a Buy American executive order that would have the Department of Defense, the VA, the Strategic National Stockpile, and HHS use our taxpayer dollars to buy medicines, medical countermeasures we need during a pandemic, to buy from US-based manufacturers, and what that will do is reinvigorate our industrial base, assure our national security, our health security. And it's stunning and remarkable to see the opposition to Buy American for essential drugs for our veterans, for our military, for our seniors. There's actually been headlines saying Buy American could cause more harm than good. Earlier this year, special interests in Washington circulated a letter to the president saying, oh, we can't buy American. And we're not talking about returning the whole supply chain here, just those 200, 300 drugs you need for a healthcare system to function, which is our 18% of our GDP. They came out and said, oh no, if we buy American, that will disrupt our supply chains.
Can't have that.
And then, a couple days later, at the G20 virtual meeting, Chinese leadership said, oh no, we don't want to mess with our supply chains. It was the exact same language and message. And here's what's happening. Here's why we're seeing what we're seeing, the opposition. I remember talking to a gentleman who used to work for IBM. And if you have a ThinkPad, it used to be made by IBM, and now it's made in China. I said, so how did that happen? He said, well, we wanted to get into China market, higher end products, 1.3 billion people. So we basically gave away that technology to China to curry favor. The exact same thing has happened with our generic drugs. They're commodity products, not going to make a lot of money like the branded products. So companies that want to do a lot of business in China with their branded medicines to sell them to 1.3 billion people are throwing our whole generic industry, again, 90% of our medicines, handing it over to China. And this was confirmed by someone who worked in one of these big companies and watched it happen. All the specs to make our antibiotics, not licensing, just giving it away. And as someone in the industry wrote on the back of China RX in a comment, the American people have been thrown under the bus. So we have to decide, whose side are you on? And meanwhile, with the recent executive order on importing medicines from Canada, that's viewed as unsafe. It's unsafe to import medicines from Canada. But there's nothing about how it's unsafe to import medicines from China.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And the American people understand this now.